uh, classical physics. Actually, up to 19th century, the physics, it was classical physics. Yeah, we also call this physics as old physics, or you can say it was Newtonian physics. Newtonian physics actually and classical physics main concept, yeah, basic things was laws of motion and equation of motion. Main thing were these. Uh, yes, equation for motion. So therefore, we call that as Newtonian physics. Up to 19th century, it was in old physics. Okay, what was main thing? Yeah, what was different? Why this classical physics is different from classical? Actually, in classical physics, we study macro bodies. Macro study. Macro study means, for example, all those objects which are in visible range. So you can say visible range, like we see all around us. For example, collision of cars. For example, walking of men. Yeah, motion of, for example, animals. So we study macro bodies like large bodies. Okay, in observable range. Like for example, we study speed of something, like motion of a body or motion of a car. But after the 1905, Einstein present the theory of relativity. So another concept, start of modern physics, reveal, correct? So after 1905, another physics started, and that physics was actually Einstein physics, or we can say modern physics. And modern physics, actually we study micro bodies, like we study atomic level, like electron, proton, neutron, what is inside the nucleus and outside the nucleus. One this thing, micro studies. Yeah, for example, we study very large bodies, like we study star. What is happening inside the star? What is actually happening inside the galaxy? Yes, for example, system in, for example, in sun, what is happening inside the sun? So study of very small bodies like electron, proton, yeah, atomic level, or study of very large bodies. What is happening, for example, what is the interaction between star, black bodies, yeah, black holes. So these study is called what? Modern physics. Main concept was, yeah, starting was from Einstein theory of relativity, main concept developed by Einstein. Still, we don't know. We can say that Einstein was correct because no one proved or no one disproved his ideas that his ideas are correct, or for example, his ideas are false. But these are new ideas. But in some situation, we also need classical physics. Still, we need classical physics. But there are some phenomena which fail. For example, classical physics fail to explain these phenomena. I will give you just one example. That according to classical physics, time uh, time is an absolute value. Yeah, this is absolute constant. What this means that, for example, one person on Earth surface, standing on Earth surface, and second person, for example, standing on Moon surface. So according classical physics, time is same for both. For example, on Earth surface and also on Moon surface. So, for example, 1 second passing here, so 1 second passing here, 1 hour, for example, same 1 hour on Moon. But again, the modern physics reject this concept that everyone have different time of reference. For example, a man standing on Earth surface, time is different. For example, same for one person, for example, standing on Moon. So time reference will be different. It depends upon frame of reference. this was main concept why we start modern physics, why modern physics developed. That according to classical physics, that uh, actually uh, there is absolute motion in rest. For example, I'm sitting on my chair, so according to classical physics, I'm absolutely at rest. But what modern physics says? Modern physics says that I'm not in the state of rest. If someone, for example, see through another planet, like from Moon, like Jupiter, yeah, another planet, so actually Earth is moving, so I'm also moving. So main concept of modern physics was that all things are relative. All things are relative means that if you want to compare, yeah, if you want to describe the motion of a body, yeah, rest of a body, so you need to give a reference point. That, for example, I'm at the rest according to the walls of my office. Correct? Yeah, for example, I am at the rest according to the laptop, my computer, yeah, my laptop. But if you say reference, for example, another planet, so I am in motion because Earth is moving. So these were some concept that there is no uh, absolute rest and there is no absolute motion. Correct? Relative means I will give you another explanation to relative. That, for example, I will give you one thing. That wine is haram. You know, in Islam, wine is haram. But if you compare drinking wine to, for example, relative to non-Muslim, so according to non-Muslim, it's not haram. Correct? So this means relativity. That if you say one thing, so you need to relate one thing with another. For example, drinking wine is haram is, for example, relative to Islam. But drinking wine is not haram is relative to what? Matlab non-Muslim religions. So this was main concept that modern physics say that all things are relative. This was idea of Einstein that there is no good, there is no bad. For example, good. What we think, maybe they are good for other things. For example, for other person. So all things are relative. Sorry, I don't want to go more in classical physics and modern physics, but simply I will tell you that in classical physics, uh, the old physics, yeah, Einstein physics, so Newtonian physics, before 19th century, the physics were called what? Classical physics. But after 19th century, start of 26, first 26th century, another physics developed, and that physics is called what? Modern physics. In modern physics, we study very small body or very large body. Very small body is like atom. What is inside the atom? What are the interaction between molecules, atoms, for example, electron, proton? Very large body, we study sun, solar system. For example, what is the interaction between stars and galaxies? Yeah, for example, black holes. But in classical physics, we study all those materials which are in visible range. So, classical physics and modern physics. Okay, what are the main objectives of physics? Main objectives of physics are actually finding limited number of laws. This is the main objective of physics. And there is one theory, grand unification theory. They want to unify all things, all the rules, for example, all the laws of nature, just in one point. They want to unify all these at one point. So, what is the main objective of physics? Finding limited number of laws, limited number of concept for our earth. For example, what is happening around earth? These are actually, and from these laws, yeah, from these equation, from these, then we can predict, for example, future values. Correct? The beauty, I told you that beauty of physics, objective of physics, for example, to create a theory. Then after a theory, then we need to develop what? Then we need to develop an equation for that. So with the help of equation, then you can explain many or things. For example, you can predict future results, future experiments. Okay, we have different unit system. There are two types of unit. One is called basic units. Second one is called derived unit. And there are actually different system, centimeter, yeah, CGS system. Different, yeah, we have British thermal unit, for example, British engineering system. But in 1960, one international system, it is called System International. So started according to these, what are basic units? Actually, for basic unit of length is meter, mass, kilogram. Same for length we use meter, for time we use second, for electric current, ampere, for temperature unit is Kelvin. Although there are many other derived units, for example, centigrade, Celsius, or Fahrenheit, or Romer. But what is basic? Basics actually Kelvin. Amount of substance, actually these are chemistry mole. Number of particles in a body is called mole. For example, we have intensity, luminous intensity, so candela. Candela, these are basic units. These are not derived from other units. These are basics. Time, second, you can measure length with meter, mass with kg, kilogram, ampere for current, temperature Kelvin, amount of substance mole, and luminous intensity. Yeah, you can say light intensity. So light intensity is candela. Okay, also there are other units like derived unit. These derived unit are derived from basic unit. For example, for length, we use meter. What is area? So for example, area is also length per width. So area is equal to length per length, because width is also a length. So we have meter multiply with meter, and what is the unit of area? So area unit is meter square. This one is derived from basic unit. So this one is called derived unit. Or for example, for volume we use meter cube, yeah, cubic meter. For example, closed shape. Uh, it's a cubic shape. So how to find volume of this body? So we know that volume of this body equal to what? Length, z width, z height of this body. For example, if one side is length, second side is width, and one is height. So what is the unit of length? The length is a distance, so meter. What is the unit of width? So again meter. And what is the unit of height? Height is also distance, so meter. So meter cube. And this meter cube, yeah, cubic meter, actually this is derived from basic unit. Basic unit is called what? Meter per length. So same for density, for other things. So these are called what? These are called derived units. Okay, this was our first lecture, and we also use basic maths. Basic maths for mm, we need these basic maths. I hope you all know these basic maths. Can you see my slides? Yes, these are. No, no, not today. Okay, these are actually these are basic maths for physics. What is scientific notation? First one is scientific notation. Who will tell me what is scientific notation?
It's representing large numbers and scientific methods so that It appears smaller, but we can represent the actual large number with it.
Excellent. When we present something at the base of 10, you can say with base of 10, so called scientific notation. Like for example, if we have uh, 10,000, so simply we can write like 10 power 3. So this at the base of 10 is called actually scientific notation. Or for example, if we have 0.0001, so how we can present this one? We can present this one 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So 10 power minus 5. This is called what? Scientific notation. Correct? If you want to write in report and your number is like this one 0.000, let's suppose 25. So if you write in your report this one, so uh, correct. So therefore we use what? A simple form like 25 power 25 multiplied with 10 power something. Let's suppose minus 7 or minus 8. So this is simple representation with the base of 10. Okay, standard of measurement. So you know these standard of measurement. What we use for meter, for example, for length we use meter. For time we use second. These are okay prefixes. What are prefixes? If we say, for example, meter, so meter is the unit of what? Length. But if we say kilometer, so this kilo is called what? Prefix. This kilo means 1000. This means that 1000 meter. So these are actually prefixes. Like gram, but if we say kilogram, so kilo means 1000. Like for example, milligram, so milli is 1000 parts. Same we have mega. So there are different prefixes we use. Okay, one dimensional motion in two dimension. One dimension, for example, okay, who will tell me what is one dimension? What are the examples of one dimension? Yes, one dimension actually the real number system. This is one dimension example. Yes,
So we can also say that if we have a car and it's moving in a straight road,
yes,
this is also a one dimension. Or
yes.
when we are dropping something from above, that's also one dimension.
Yes, excellent, excellent. If you are moving, for example, on only x-axis, so this is one dimension. Or for example, you are, for example, something falling down, or for example, something moving upward. So these are in one dimension, x-axis or y-axis. Yeah, you can say that moving on real number line. So real number line moving on real number line. So this is one dimension. On positive axis or negative axis. One dimension, only x-axis. We use two dimension. So when you are moving, for example, like on circular path, yeah, on circular, for example, path. So motion, guys. So if you are moving uh, circular path, so we call this two-dimensional, or we have x-y plane, x-axis and y-axis. For example, you are moving in between x-axis and y-axis, like you have projectile motion. So projectile motion, actually, these are two-dimensional motion. Okay, we have Cartesian coordinate and polar coordinate. What are Cartesian coordinate and also polar coordinate? Yes, any difference between Cartesian and polar coordinates?
Sir, we can say that Cartesian coordinate Cartesian coordinate system specifies each point uniquely in a plane by numeric coordinates. So
Yes, actually, Cartesian.
it's like x and y. Like we have two numerical values for x and y. We have two assigned values for both of them. One x-axis, one y-axis.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. Okay, actually, Cartesian coordinates are, you can say, rectangular coordinates. These are same. rectangular and Cartesian coordinates. These are same like somebody, for example, moving an XY plane. Correct? So let's suppose body, like this is point, let's suppose P, so lying in between X and Y coordinates. So how we can find the position of this P? Therefore, we need what? Therefore, we need the distance on x-axis and also, for example, distance on y-axis. Uh, for example, if we say, for example, this distance is a from origin to point P. So then we draw one line on x-axis, perpendicular line. This is called AX. It means that component of A along, so this is AY. Component of A along y-axis, this point is called AX. This is component of A along A-axis. Yeah, along x-axis. So how we can find? Yeah, this is from Pythagoras theorem. You know that a square is equal to what? Ax square plus ay square. How to find a magnitude length of a? So you can find a with the help of what? Ax square plus ay square. Correct? For example, we know the components like this body is moving. Yeah, let's suppose point is here. We know that this point lie, for example, 4 unit on y-axis and 5 unit on x-axis. So what will be the length from starting to this end point like P? So with the help of this formula, you can find that A is equal to what? 5 square along x-axis and 4 square along y-axis. So magnitude of this one. Correct? Okay, but when somebody moving in a circular path, so then to describe the complete position of their body, then we need polar coordinates. What are polar coordinates? Let me explain. Yes, I will explain here. Uh, Polar coordinates. So a body moving in a circular path. So we have radius, body is here, correct? So we have radius. So to specify the location of this body, let's suppose point number P. So we need two things, radius of Earth and angle theta, r theta. These are called actually polar coordinates. So polar coordinates, we need r and angle this theta. So with the help of theta, you can specify the location. Let's suppose point number 1. For example, point number 2. So with the help of angle theta and r, you can specify the location of a body where r is equal to what? R is equal to ax square plus ay square. It means that x component and also y component square. How you can specify the location? Yeah, how you can specify theta? How you can find theta? So with the help of tangent inverse y over x, you can find the angle. Actually, these are y and x videos. Like, for example, circle. We know radius, and we know, for example, x video, like x is 2 and y is, let's suppose, 4 units, like I and j. Yeah, no need of writing I and j, these are units. So how you can find r video? So you can find r video like x square plus y square. This is the radius of circle. So r square means 2 square plus y square means 4 square. So how you can find angle? So you can find angle theta like tangent inverse y over x. Y is actually 4, x is 2. So this means that tangent inverse, yeah, or tangent 2. So find out. So you can specify the location of a body if you know radius and if you know the angle of a body. Yeah, angle, for example, body making with center, radius. These are actually preliminaries. For example, for using physics, we will discuss. We have linear equation, you know, linear equation, quadratic equation, and some concept of trigonometric function. Again, you need to study these things: Cartesian, polar coordinates, linear equation, quadratic equation, and trigonometric function. Yeah, if you have any problem, so from tomorrow, I will be available in my office from 3 to 4. Correct? Same link. I will also send you link every day, Zoom link. But with the same link, you can join. And if there is anything, so in these, tomorrow I will discuss in my office time. Correct? And this is enough for today. This was our first lecture.
So, sorry, sir, I just had one question, but it's not regarding our class.
Yes, Mister.
Well, sir, I wanted to ask, will we have class from